Amazing discoveries on the Wrath beta part 3.
Hello everyone, and
Hello.
welcome to my Wrath the Lich King beta testing part 3.
Okay.
I'm so overwhelmed about all the positive feedback these videos get, and also the amount of people who decide to subscribe to the channel. So thank you for this.
I think it's because people really like... I mean, it's a cool thing, right? Like, Wrath is hype, so people like hearing about it, and like, this guy is doing so much work to get into, like, showing all the stuff that's gonna be changing and not changing and everything like that. So it's good. Like, obviously, it's a good video. I like it.
Today I'll be showing so many new things, but also something for those of you who plan to dungeon level, and also for those of you who plan to level the profession engineering. By the end of
Dungeon levelers... out. Come on, guys. Don't spam dungeons for leveling, man. Yeah, do a few dungeons here and there for fun, but don't spam dungeons for leveling, man. I have so many friends. I know so many people that did that in Classic WoW, and they all regret it, right? Like, there's so many people that like, oh, let's min-max all the way up to max level in Classic, spam dungeons. And it just, they regret it because it just wasn't fun, right? Like, do a few dungeons here and there, but don't spam it, right? Don't spam it. I know it's the fastest way to level, but you don't have to worry about that, right? But let's see.
End of this video, you will probably be a bit more happy. In Berean Thundra, you can find this dragon, and when you speak to this, you will also discover a new flight path.
Yeah, to Nexus.
Because of this, you will now for some reason be able to fly to Caldera without completing any of the quests nearby.
Yeah, normally you're supposed to do this little quest chain, and then you get the flight path. But it honestly, it might just be because they want people to test the Dungeoni. Or maybe I'm coping and it's a bug. It's probably a bug, let's be honest.
So you can fly to Caldera, pick up a few quests, do these, and then you will be able to pick up the dungeon quest for the dungeon to Nexus.
Man. Come on, dude.
Some of you would also like me to test if rogues are able to learn axes.
Oh yeah.
When I spoke to this trainer, my rogue were able to learn one-hand axes. So I can confirm that this will be doable in Wrath the Lich King.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Maybe also in the pre-patch, I can't confirm this yet.
Yeah.
In the previous video, I mentioned you needed an item from the final boss in a raid in order to get the achievement instantly in the pre-patch. But it seems like this will not be the case, because on this character I've unlocked a lot of different dungeon and raid achievements, and on this character I don't have any items from the final boss.
I mean, they probably have it like saved in the character file or whatever, right? I don't know how they do it, but there's probably like some sort of a little cross list that they have, right?
Even from anything inside the dungeon or the raid. So hopefully this will also be the case in the pre-patch, so you will unlock a lot of these achievements instantly.
Yeah, it's probably based on quests and statistics and like a lot of things, right? Like a lot of like big brain stuff, which I don't really know, but yeah.
For those of you who has leveled engineering, you might also have chosen between the Nomis and the Goblin engineering skill. Right now in Burning Crusade, you need to unlearn your engineering in order to learn the other specialization.
Oh really?
But in Wrath the Lich King, you will be able to find a book in Tenaris, and when you speak to this, you can pay 150 gold to unlearn your specialization. This also allows you to not re-level your engineering, but pick the other specialization. So in order to re-pick your specialization...
Wait, that's actually really smart. Wait, I did not know about this.
...and not re-level your engineering, you need to pay a total of 150 gold.
I did not know this.
This will save you a lot of gold, as you don't need to re-level your engineering. And you can always pay another 150 gold to change your specialization back to Nomis engineering.
Oh, it's like a respec for engineering. That's interesting.
In this video, I showed the arena PvP vendors in Nagrand, but people also told me to head to area 52 to check the vendors there. In this area, they have removed all the PvP vendors, but maybe at some point they will implement some new vendors on the beta. If they introduce new vendors, I'll definitely include it in another beta testing video.
That's good.
Will you be able to stack the different scrolls in Wrath the Lich King?
Nope.
It seems like...
At the moment you can't. Sorry, I spoiled the video. Sorry.
Like this will not be possible, because when I use the scroll of agility, but also scroll of strength at the same time, it tells me I'll only be able to use one of these effects at a time.
Yeah.
Back in the original Wrath the Lich King, they introduced the glyph of a Venom. But
your Venom ability no longer consumes deadly poison from your target. Oh.
This was only for a short time before they removed it again. Therefore, some of you would like to know if it's going to be in the beta and if it's going to be in Wrath the Lich King, and I can tell you this glyph will not be added into the game. At the beginning of Wrath
Do you still answer questions? Yeah.
Lich King, and for a long time, the level 60 raid Onyxia's Lair was still in the game. But at some point later in the expansion, they introduced a level 80 version and removed the level 60 version.
Yeah,
On the
new
beta
one.
right now, I'm not able to get into the level 60 version, so it seems like the level 60 version will not be accessible at the launch of Wrath the Lich King. Maybe this is going to be changed, also because the level 80 version should not be there at the launch, because the items you got in the raid were way better compared to tier 7 raids.
Yeah, I mean it's a later raid, right? But I think when it releases, it's just gone, right? It's the same thing with Naxxramas. Like Naxxramas is also just gone as well, right?
Some of you would also like to know if
Probably.
you could track herbs and veins at the same time. So if you could level herbalism, but also mining without having to swap in between the two different.
Dude, is the Zeppelin here? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, for Sylvan. I remember that now. Holy crap. I forgot about that, like, completely. Yes, the new one. Yeah. I also forgot that, like, it was in Wrath that, like, that they made, like, the Storm and Harbor thing. God damn, I thought that was way later.
Tracks. I've tried so many different things, and macros included, but sadly I can't make it work. So you need to do this manually and choosing between finding herbs and finding minerals.
Yeah.
In the previous video, I explained that your Stormwind City, but also Orgrimmar reputation, will have an impact on the price for your epic flying skill and epic flying mount.
Yep.
Therefore, some of you are also wondering about the amount of reputation you will have on a fresh Death Knight who has only done the starting zone quest. By
I
completing
think you get friendly.
all the starting zone quest chains, you will get a total of 6,000 reputation at the final quest.
Okay.
So this is 6,000 reputation plus the one that you see on the screen right now.
Yeah, okay.
This will allow you to reach Honored, and therefore there should also be a 10% discount on your flying skill and flying mount.
Alright.
A lot of you would also like to know about snapshotting in Wrath the Lich King, and especially as a Warlock.
Okay.
So on this Warlock, I decided to activate my trinket followed by a dot. Because this trinket boosts my spell power on the Warlock, it will also make the dot more powerful when
snapshotting is like equipping an item, or like having an item on, casting a spell, and unequipping the item, so like the spell gets more damage, right?
ever the trinket is active. But what will happen when the trinket expires? Will the damage on the dot still be high, or will it be reduced? A few seconds before the trinket is about to expire, I reapply a new dot. The damage of this dot remains the same, even when the trinket expires. So it seems like whenever you use all your cooldowns, and just a few seconds before they're about to expire, you need to reapply all your dots. Because of this, you will also be able to optimize your DPS even further. And people
I mean, at the end of the day, dude, like, Warlocks, it's for beta males, okay? Real Giga Chats play classes like Rogues, Warriors, Shamans, or Death Knights, okay? That's the real Giga Chat club, alright? Let's be honest here. Imagine playing a caster when you can play a Giga Chat melee. Let's be honest.
Who do this will definitely do more damage compared to people who doesn't take advantage of this. Therefore, I also tested this with damage over time abilities as a Death Knight. And in this clip, I applied them just before the trinket was...
Stay safe on Life Alert. Stay safe has been spamming Shadow Bolt for 3-4 years straight in raids. Of course he's on Life Alert. What do you mean? I would be going crazy if that was all I was doing in raids, man. Like, what do you mean?
About to expire, and the damage on the dot is high.
God.
The moment the trinket is expired and I reapply a new dot, the damage will also be lowered. At the first attempt, I applied the damage over time when the buff was about to expire, and when it expired, it kept ticking for around 200 damage. At the second attempt, I didn't have an active buff when I applied the damage over time, and therefore it was only taking for around 170.
Okay.
Some of you are also curious if this will apply to the Death Knight pets. Therefore, I tested this with the active trinket. In this clip, I activated the gargoyle when I had the attack power boost.
Yep.
But will this even benefit the gargoyle? This we'll find out in a moment. Right now, it deals between 650 to 670 damage whenever it casts the green slime.
So will it be better?
In the next clip, I don't have improved attack power, but instead I use a trinket that increases my haste. The damage with the green slime is definitely lower, and again, I also increased my haste when I use the gargoyle. And this will also benefit the gargoyle, because now it's casting way faster.
Okay.
So yeah, your pet will benefit from the buffs, even when it expires.
Oh, so you can min-max some
Back
shit
in
with
Bread
that.
and Crusade, consumables used to stack as 5. So for example, 5 mana potions, 5 healing potions, or 5 flask, or scrolls. In Wrath of the Lich King, this number will
Ooh,
change from 5
that's nice.
into a stack of 20.
I personally think that's nice. I like that. I like having like you know, like it's just, it makes more space in your bags. It's nice. It's good. It's just nice. You can have this as well. You can turn potions into these too in TBC. If you, I think it's called like a potion injector or something like that, and you can have like 20 stacks as well. But this is just good. Like it's just a good thing. Like you don't have to go around getting those like mana injectors or whatever they're called.
So you will be able to carry way more
Like
consumables.
look at this. Like look right now, my shaman. Look at my bags. Look at all these. All this could like be like a quarter of that, right? Like it's so much space.
Before you need to head back to the auction house or bank to pick up some more. A lot of you would also like me to test Shadow Melt combined with the rogue talent Overkill.
Oh, he checked that
and
though.
if you could use Shadow Melt to get out of combat, use a stealth and then get the Overkill buff. When I tested this in a duel, I was able to use Shadow Melt to get out of combat, followed by stealth, a cheap shot, and then I would get the Overkill buff.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, it doesn't activate from Shadow Melt, but Shadow Melt makes you leave combat, so you can go stealth again, right? Yeah, so that makes sense.
The same person was also so kind to help me test this in a dungeon. So if both of us is in combat and I use Shadow Melt, will it then be able to get out of combat, use a stealth, and get
that's
the buff?
different though, especially because this one has True Sight, right?
Sadly, you will not be able to use this trick in
like, I don't know, maybe it's gonna work on mobs that doesn't have True Sight, because like he's gonna be, the mob can see him now still, right?
Because you will be in combat no matter what.
But
so
maybe you stay in combat though.
In order to get the Overkill buff. I still have so many different things that I need to test.
Okay.
For example, if you're able to get into zones
yeah,
where
maybe it still doesn't matter because you're gonna be in combat regardless, right? You probably rather that.
you usually need a flying
you need to vanish yourself off the threat table, and then you can re-stealth.
But I would still like to also test a lot of other things that you people would like me to test. So make sure to let me know this in a comment below the video. This is also going to be the end of the third part. If you haven't already watched part 1 and 2, then I highly suggest you to watch those.
Here it is.
As always, thank you for watching and have an amazing day.
You too.
Peace.
Peace. I'll link the video in the chat, guys. Make sure you go give it a little like. Support Guide MMO. He's a fellow Danish person, so obviously he's a gamer, man. Support the boy. Go give the video a like. Sub to him, guys. And, you know, show some support, guys. Show some support for a fellow content creator.